Yo, what up, squad? All right, so I feel like, y'all, what up, man? I feel like it's been a minute since I dropped the PlayStation Portal video on y'all. Well, don't worry, man, because your boy is back, all right? We back, man, with another one, man. So in this video here, I want to just kind of talk about, the cloud streaming platform in itself when it comes to the PlayStation Portal and just kind of how this whole service has been for me since it came out and just give you guys some of my honest thoughts and feedback about it. Now, I'm also going to be addressing the things that I would also like to see get added to this cloud streaming PlayStation Plus platform that isn't here just yet while it's in its beta stages. So let's go ahead and discuss. All right, now the first thing that we need to talk about, y'all, when it comes to this cloud streaming platform on the PlayStation Portal, and that is just kind of the overall look and design of it, the feel of it, the navigation feel of it, just kind of how that's been for me this entire time. And again, y'all, this is going to be for those people out there that might still be on the fence about buying a PlayStation Portal. And listen, I'm going to save y'all some time. Long story short, go ahead and do it, man. It is 100% worth it, all right? Look and feel of the UI or just the user interface in itself to me is very smooth, y'all. It is so smooth to the point where it almost don't even feel like it's beta. But I still feel like PlayStation is using that beta term as like a crutch or as a just in case something goes wrong, they can just go back and just say, well, it is beta. And I get that, right? But in my experience, when it comes to using and just navigating through games here on the UI in itself, it is very polished, y'all, and it's just smooth in my opinion. But let's just kind of go back here for a second. I want to swipe back here and just kind of go out of this menu here and just go back home real quick. All right. Now, what I want to show you here is I love the fact that PlayStation decided not to allow you to have to go into the PS5 in order for you guys to be able to access the cloud streaming platform, because they could have easily set it up to where you had to go into your PlayStation here and then go to the PS Plus section or the catalog streaming section from there, and then kind of mirror it back to your PlayStation Portal. But instead, they decided to say, know what, we're gonna just build it into the PlayStation Portal, and then you don't need to even turn on your PS5. And to me, y'all, that was a huge win in my book when it comes to this PlayStation Portal. Even when I'm just tapping on it right here, y'all, and then I go into it, even loading up the game catalog in itself as I'm talking right now, it loads up ridiculously fast, y'all. And I just feel like overall, when it comes to just navigating it, it's a solid 10 out of 10 for me, y'all. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows when it comes to the cloud streaming beta platform. And I'm gonna talk about that here in a second. But first, I wanna tell you guys about today's sponsor. Yep, VITURE is today's sponsor. Next gen XR glasses is what they offer. I'll tell you all the features don't matter what the cost is. You put them on, game time, best in the biz. See, 135 inch put on display with 120 hertz refresh with the rate. 4,000 nit peak brightness up out the gate. Man, no glare up on my screen, man. I know you can relate. I see bigger, better experience. Display is much brighter with UltraClarity, no blurry edges. Man, I'm a fighter. E-chromatic film blocking light all nighter. Cause privacy's everywhere and the audio will excite her. I mean, let's switch up to that Neckband Pro for gaming and streaming a PS5 or Netflix flow. Hand gestures help you move around the screen when you show. Equipped with Google Play, so download, come back for some more. Multiple screens supported when you need that heavy multitask. Move your screen here or over here and you ain't gotta ask. Built-in AI say, hey, visit, add this to task, or just add this to my meetings, gotta make it last. But not least, let's talk that onboard storage. 256 gigs, man, they ain't never a shortage. Pick you up the perfect combo that I know you enjoy. Thanks to VITURE for sponsoring and nothing but joy. Squad. Now, let's get back to it. Now, one thing that I do wish that they had when it comes to just the catalog of games on here, because I do feel like right now they just kind of dump all of the games on here. And again, I understand that it is sorted based on the recent games that was added to the catalog, which to me, I think is dope because it does allow us to see instantly when new games have been added, especially if you're going in here often, right? But I do wish they would give us a way to be able to group these by different genres or styles of games, right? So let's say, for example, I'm playing an RPG style game, or I'm playing or I want to play a first person shooter style game, right? I wish there was a way that we can group those. If I just want to find sports games, I can find all of my sports games underneath the sports genre, right? And be able to categorize those just a little bit better versus I do feel like they just dumping all of the games in here and then you just kind of have to scroll through here and just kind of find, what games you want to play, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's not that big of a deal, but it is something that I just kind of wish it was a little bit more organized when it comes to this list, especially to the fact where they're adding new games in here often. But I'm sure y'all, they probably got plans for this in the future because again, we're still in beta, but this is probably something that's going to be coming in a later update. But besides that, man, let's just go ahead and just kind of talk about the games in itself, because first off, let's just talk about how many freaking games that we're getting in this catalog that has been added since this came into fruition back in December of last year. Right now, at the time of me recording this video, we are sitting at 227 games. And yes, I counted every single freaking one of these games that's in this catalog here individually to make sure, all right? But not only are they continuously just constantly updating this list, man, but I'm loving the type of games that they're adding to this, man, for free. Now, I guess you really can't say it's free because you still kind of have to have a subscription, but y'all get what I'm talking about, all right? Now, some of the ones that I personally like from this list here, which I'm going to kind of go over here in a second, because I do plan on doing like my top 5 or top 10 games from the cloud streaming platform for the month that I'm currently playing. So if you guys want to see that video, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section right now. But some of the dope ones, man, that I've personally been playing just when using this, obviously, Kena, Bridge of Spirits. I kind of have that right here at the top here. Sleeper game if you haven't played it, man. Also, Watch Dogs Legion, another dope one, man. Last of Us Part 1, which is actually dope that I'm seeing out there in just the social media space, that a lot of people are experiencing that game for the first time, y'all. So super dope, man. Also, we got Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Top Spin 2K25, love that. Lost Records, which is a newer one that got added this month, and they coming out with, I believe, the second tape is going to be coming out sometimes in the summertime frame, so I'm looking forward to that. Then we got Control, and then we also got God of War Ragnarok, which I also am a fan of playing poker, so they got this game called Poker Club, which you can see right here up top that I like to play. Then we have Forspoken, GTA 5, Ghost of Tsushima, but just a whole bunch more that we're going to talk about. But again, I'm going to say that for that video there. But for me, man, I can say for certain, if you guys are interested in getting the PlayStation Portal, specifically just for this feature right here, man, there is a 100% going to be a game out there that's going to be for you to be able to play. All right. Now, speaking of games, right, let's just go ahead and just kind of talk about the gameplay in general in regards to connectivity as well as stability, because let's be honest, right? This is the main reason or the main thing that's going to determine if you guys are going to want to buy one of these, or let's say you're somebody like me, you already have one and you're still within that return window that you might be possibly returning it, or whether you plan on keeping it. Has it actually been stable enough for me to really enjoy cloud streaming on the PlayStation Portal? And my answer to that is, I would say 100% yes, man. Now, there's one feature that they've added in here that I want to show you guys, man, that I personally think is dope. I'm going to go into Kena Bridge of Spirits and kind of show you guys this. All right, now, once I'm actually in game right here, now they got this feature right here. If I swipe over to the right here, I can actually change the max resolution here. So I can just tap on max resolution and I can down res it to 720p. And then obviously you have to restart the game and all of that. Now, what I really love about this feature right here is the fact of, let's just say I'm somewhere that don't have really good internet, man. The fact that I can down res it down to a 720p, which to be honest with y'all still don't look too bad on here, because at the end of the day, this is such a small display. So you're not going to really notice it like you would on something like a TV or a gaming monitor or something like that. But the fact that if I'm in an area that doesn't have good connectivity or it's struggling or whatnot to be able to play games, the fact that I can down res it to still be able to flawlessly play my game without little to interruptions, to me, man, is a huge W. But I would say this, y'all, when it comes to just overall gameplay for what I've personally been experiencing, it's just been smooth for the most part. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There are times where I might see a small interruption in quality on its own without me down resing it, or I might see the connectivity icon pop up in the corner, but the game in itself never shuts down. It might lower the resolution a little bit, but then it just levels itself back out and then it's back to normal. Like, is it perfect? No, I wouldn't say it's 100% perfect, but it's nowhere near, I would say, the term of bad or not playable. I would say 95% of the time it's running smooth, man, for me. Butter, no problem at all. But I still would say that 5% is still something you might want to kind of, consider, right? Now, the last thing I want to kind of touch on when it comes to using the portal here, just kind of overall, whether it's connecting it up to my PS5 or whether I'm cloud streaming and gaming here on this PlayStation Portal here, right? And that is the battery life. Let's just kind of, let's just dive into it, right? Let's talk about the battery life, all right? Now, to me, it hasn't been bad. Now, would I personally love more battery life? Of course, who wouldn't, right? But for the most part, I would say my time with using the PlayStation Portal whenever I'm playing with my PS5 or whether I'm having it using here just for cloud streaming, I would just say, man, I'm easily able to get in multiple gaming sessions before I have to worry about battery life. Because one of the things that I've also noticed with this is the fact of, let's say I turn this off and I leave it on a desk and then I go to bed, wake up the next day or something like that. The battery drain on here is little to non-existent, man. I will go to bed right now. I got 40% on here. I would go to bed with 40% and probably wake up with 39. Like, it's not crazy as far as the battery drain from day to day, which to me is a major freaking W, man, because I can still retain a lot of that juice even when I'm not playing or having it in the rest mode. Now, I told y'all not everything is sunshine and rainbows, right? And this, I cannot do this video without talking about it, y'all, and that is the biggest pet peeve of mine when it comes to the PlayStation Portal, y'all, is the location of the USB-C charging port being underneath here instead of it being on top of the portal here, y'all. This right here is one of the things that drives me crazy, y'all, because it takes me forever whenever I have my cable and I'm trying to find the port underneath here to try to fiddle around with it. It just don't make sense. And then second, it's just an awkward placement whenever you do have a cable plugged in, because now you're holding it right here and you got this cable that's just run underneath it. It just don't make sense. I'm gonna be real with y'all. All right. So PlayStation, if you guys are watching this video right here, please comment down below and be like, CKid, we hear you, bro, and we plan on moving the port. All I'm gonna say is, thank you. I appreciate your efforts, PlayStation. All right, but that's about it, man. I just wanted to kind of share this video right here with you guys and just what my experience has been like when it comes to cloud streaming and gaming on the PlayStation Portal. Now, I personally believe, based on how good the experience has been and the fact that it just runs so smooth and we're still in the beta stages, I can see, man, the future when it comes to just handheld portable devices when it comes to PlayStation, y'all, is gonna be good. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be real good. And just overall, man, I feel like if you guys are just on the fence about buying a PlayStation Portal, I would still 100%, even after all of this time of me having it with new features coming here and there, it is 100% still worth the $200. And again, I get it. I know that $200, it costs a lot of money for a lot of people. I completely understand that, man. But if you do have $200, man, and you are looking for something that's going to really complement your PS5, as well as give you something to be able to play a lot of your games on the go, this is still one of the best gaming accessories that I personally have today, man. And again, shout out to PlayStation, man, because I do feel like they did their thing with this. All right. But yeah, man, just wanted to kind of address that, talk about what my experience has been. If you guys found this video helpful, go ahead and let me know with a comment down below, as well as give this video a thumbs up. Again, thanks to VITURE for sponsoring today's video. See you guys in the next one. Happy gaming, squad. We out.